In this video, I'm going to recreate this web page from Tesla.com in Figma. So jumping back into Figma, I'm going to go to Frame and I'm going to go to MacBook 16-inch. Okay, so that's there on the canvas. I'm going to go back to the website, right click on the background, open image and tab, and there's the image. So let's right click and copy, go back to Figma, it's Command and V. Let's paste that image in, make sure it's part of that frame, and then I'm going to Option Shift and drag until I feel it's kind of in a good spot for the frame, which I think that looks okay. Yeah, so that's good. So let's go back to the website, let's go to the logo, let's right click, click on Inspect. I'm currently in the browser Chrome. And now if I click Command and C, hopefully, yeah, that pastes out the SVG. So now if I shrink that down, so holding Shift to constrain the proportions, let's zoom in a little bit more. I think it's about maybe 120. Yeah, let's try that. Let's also go down, change the fill color, let's make that white. Let's put that up. Oops, let's put that up there. Let's rename the frame up here to logo. Let's zoom out. Okay, so good so far. Let's close that. So we've got two different menus. We've got some options across the top and some other navigation options there. We've got a header here, and then we've got some car information with a call to action. So let's continue with the navigation. So let's use, kind of roughly estimate this, it's probably going to be 16-ish pixels. Let's do model X, let's change it from black and go to medium. Oops, let's go to medium. And let's just place that up there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so yeah, that looks about right for the size. So let's press Option, and let's drag that out, and then I'm going to press Command D a few times. Right, okay, so I'm going to speed this bit up and copy these models across the top. Okay, so now that's done. I've got all the options along the top here, but as you can see, everything is kind of 12 pixels, 11 pixels, 12. There's a bit of inconsistency with the spacing. So what I'm going to do is go into the layers panel, select all the options and press Shift A to put it into a auto layout. I'm going to rename the frame to menu 1, and then I'm going to go into the auto layout. I'm probably going to do 24 pixels between each of the elements. And as you can see, we can control the spacing now because we're in an auto layout. So let's do 24. So that's one menu. Let's go back to the web page. So we've got another one over here. So we've got support, shop, account and menu. So again, I'm going to copy this menu here, and I'm going to speed this bit up and copy these menu options from the website. Okay, now that's finished. So I've got my logo and my menus. I want to make them consistent, so I'm going to wrap them in an auto layout. So I've selected all of them, press Shift A. I'm going to rename that frame to nav. So now I've got the navigation here. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the rest of the website. So let's have a look again at the web page. So we've got model Y, because that's the page that we're on. Let's go back here. Let's click on the text tool, type model Y, and again I'm just going to eyeball this text, so let's try 48, and that's probably medium, or maybe is it bold? Let's see. Yeah, maybe that could be bold. So again, scrolling down, let's make that there. Okay, let's click here, it's centered. Zoom out. Looks a little bit thick actually, so let's Let's try semi-bold. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Let's see where that sits. That's that bit done. I would probably say that the menu sits a little bit higher on the page, so let's stick that up a little bit. Let's do 32 pixels from the top. Right, so we've got the car there, and now we've got some information down the bottom about the car. So let's get back into Figma, and let's just create an element down here. So what did it say? 2,100 plus liters. So let's go 2,100 plus and liters of cargo. So I'm going to separate that out into a different element. Can I just copy and paste that off? That would just be a lot easier. Great. So let's have a quick look at the weight. So I feel like this top weight is a little bit heavier. Let's try semi-bold. Let's try regular for that and see how that looks. I think we need to adjust the sizing. So let's bump up the size on here. Let's go to 24. Zoom out a little bit. I feel like that needs to be a lot bigger. Let's go to 32 for now. Yeah, let's stick with 32. What's this? This is 16. Yeah, let's leave that at 16. It could be a bit smaller, but again, I'm eyeballing this more for speed, just so I can recreate the page. Let's think about spacing. So let's do 8 pixels. Let's make this easier on ourselves. Let's frame the selection. Let's just do info 1. That will do for now. We can always rename that later. Let's Shift A, put it in an auto layout, so it's 8 pixels between the elements. Let's go back here. So I'm going to Option drag that out and see what's the next one. So I'm going to copy that lower part, and 331 miles. So is it MI? Let me just go back. No, lowercase. There we go. MI. Copy and paste that out. Select this item, drag it out. Dual motor AWD. Okay, so AWD. Click into here, let's paste that information in. And now we've got an Order Now button. So what I'll do for now is let's shift click all of these information elements. Let's Shift A to create an auto layout. Let's rename that to information. And let's say it's 100 pixels each between these elements. Great, that will do for now. So I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so let's recreate the button. So F for frame. Let's draw out that frame, and that's going to be, let's give it a stroke. Let's make sure that's white. Let's bump up stroke size to about, let's see what it looks like on the page. It's quite chunky, so let's try 4 for now. And are the corners rounded? Yeah, so let's give it rounded corners. Let's go up here. Let's go with 8 pixels rounded corners. Let's click inside the frame. What was the call to action? It was Order Now. So Order Now, and that was in lowercase, but with the first letter uppercase. Okay, so let's click into here. Let's Shift A to create an auto layout. So space between elements is 10 pixels. Let's kind of work this out. So Let's try 100 pixels, maybe a little bit less. Let's try 80. Again, this isn't perfect, but this is just me estimating what it could be for now. Let's drop that down to 16. Oops, keep moving the overall frame. Let's do that. Let's zoom out a bit. So yeah, I would say that's pretty close. It's the font weight, so we've got regular, that's probably going to be something like medium. Maybe even semi-bold. Let's go into here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we could tweak this as we go along, but this is a good starting point. So we've got the information elements here. We've got the, I'm just going to call it CTA for now. It's a call to action. So I'm going to select both the information and the call to action. And you've guessed Shift A into another auto layout. And I'm going to call that, I'll just call it bottom section for now. Okay. And at least we know we can control the space in between these elements. So let's see, looks a little bit closer than between these elements. So let's have a look. So we had 100 between these. So on the overall, let's try 80. Tighten that up. Let's make that centered. Let's have a look on the page where it is. So pretty low on the page. Let's do it 100 pixels from the bottom for now. Okay, so just comparing the pages. So we've got Tesla, we've got the options along the top, the other navigation options in there. Model Y, we've got the image, we've got the information at the bottom. And then let's add the chevron at the bottom. And there's a bouncing chevron, so let's go into plugins. I can use something called a plugin feather icons. So let's click run. That loads that up. Let's go to chevron. Perfect. Now where's that gone? Let's just change the color of that to white. Let's bring that down. Let's also close that color. Let's make it part of the frame. Let's just have a look. It's a nice bouncing chevron icon. Let's do it 24 pixels from the bottom and let's center it on the page. Okay. So yeah, that looks good. Okay, so that is pretty much it for now. I know I could probably add the chat in there and I could tighten up some of the actual styling. I could match the fonts that they've got on Tesla.com, but I think that's a pretty good start. And as you can see, that was really quick to recreate that page. Took no time at all. You can go to the website. I'm using the browser Chrome. You can get the assets from the website, like the background image and the SVG logo, and then you can eyeball the text sizes, or if you really want to get into the detail, you could inspect the font sizes, or you could get a browser plugin to inspect what fonts are being used on the page, and then you could use them in Figma. So I would encourage you to search the web, find a really cool website that you like, and see if you can recreate that page within Figma to test your skills. So I hope this video was helpful. Like and subscribe, add some comments, and I will see you in the next video.